One thing it's important to remember, especially in the hotter climates like Australia, is how do you protect plants in the hotter summer months? Normally when people think of gardening, a traditional garden, they're thinking of just a normal garden bed with veggies in there. But in the subtropics, we can, where we are in northern New South Wales in Australia, we can get high 30s and 40-degree days in the summer. So those garden beds are really not practical in this sort of hot climate. So we have to think and have to be smart about strategies to protect plants in those warmer months so they survive. So we can do one of two things. We can put them under a story here, understory, which is like a little canopy here. And here I've got a banana tree and some other trees here protecting it from that westerly sun. So that's a nice shady spot there. So it's in amongst that, under that banana. And over here we've got a big mulberry that's protecting us from that sun. So the northerly sun's up this way, so that mulberry protects us there on that front. Then we have this acacia here, which protects us from the westerly sun, and then the banana protects us from the side there, from the west again, when it gets lower in the afternoon. And then we've put those seedlings in here, and it gets filtered light. It's the hottest part of the day right now. It's about 3:30, 4 in the afternoon, which is the warmest part normally in the summer. So there we go, and the seedlings are in there. They should be. We'll come back next week and have a look and see how they're going. Normally things like that wouldn't grow in a warmer climate if they're in direct sunlight. So what I'm doing today is we're looking for spaces in the garden that we can put more vulnerable plants like kale and silver beet and lettuce and those sort of varieties, because they just won't survive in the open. So I'm looking for gaps in the food forest here, or the syntropic line, for spare spaces, and then I'm going to find a nice shady spot and plant some veggies in there, because that way they'll be protected from that hot sun. I'll just put some over here. There's another spot I've just found over here, so I've got a bit of light. It's not too bright. We'll get filtered light in here, so that will really help them get going. And there's plenty of room here, so all I've got to do is look for spots under the passion fruit. Here's another good spot. I've just got some grass in here that's, you can clean that up and plant stuff in there. And over here we've got another spot under these trees. So there's whole, this is what we've got to look for, is little microclimates that we can put into plant species under the major canopy here. So that's what we're sort of going for. The second thing we can do, which isn't as sustainable, but at the same time it protects the plants, we can put them under shade cloth or shade houses to give them protection during the hotter months. This is the other option I've put in recently. So it's pretty rudimentary. It's just a couple of waratahs or star pickets, whatever you want to call them, and just a strip of shade cloth there, and that just provides that shade. You can see it under here. Look at that. It's shady here. It's out in the sun there, just over there. It's quite warm, but under here it knocks off 5 to 10 degrees straight away, and it just shows. I haven't planted anything in this bed yet. I'm just prepping it. So that's an example of pretty simple, and you can cover a lot of ground just with some shade cloth like that and a couple of pickets, and just wire them in on the side. Here's another example here, the shade cloth. Just gets a nice filtered light through here, so the plant's got more chance of surviving those hot 30-40 degree days. So it's pretty basic, but it does the job. I can even layer it up a few times to help on those really hot days and to provide shade. I've got some eggplant. I've got eggplant and some capsicum over here, and you can see that filtered light is coming from the shade house from the west. That's just filtering through and taking the edge off that heat, and that gives it a bit more filtered natural light, not so harsh. And these are looking pretty good. I only put these in a few days ago, and they're just shooting up here. It's amazing how much shade cloth can impact a plant by reducing that ultraviolet light coming through. You can knock off 10, 20, 30, 40% of that UV and those hot rays coming through. So it really gives the plants a better chance of survival in the warm months. So that's one strategy we can use. Alternatively, we can put them under story, under canopy here in a shady spot, and I look around the property for nice little shady spots. That's one of my things. I'm always looking for a nice shady spot to put some more seedlings so I don't have to put more shade cloth up. It's been about 2 weeks since we've been down here, and we can see that these seedlings are going okay. Seeing we've had some pretty hot weather. We have had a little bit of rain, which is good, but they're protected under this canopy here and thriving. So we've had some high 30s days, and they're just ticking along here, looking really good.